What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video, and today we're talking about GDKPs. Yeah, paying for loot in raids with gold. Today we're going to talk about this. Wowhead just made a bigger post about this as well for TBC Classic, and the thing is, GDKPs is a huge topic that people are talking about all the time. I feel like either you love GDKPs or you absolutely hate them, and it seems like there is no in between. Either way, today I'll try to place myself in between, and we're going to take a look at GDKPs and talk about them. So before I get into it, let me know in the comments down below. Should we have GDKPs in TBC? If yes, why? And if no, why? Let me know in the comments down below. I also just want to mention real quick here that I'm streaming live on Kick every single day, and I would really appreciate any support you can give me by watching me on Kick, following me on Kick, anything like that. Link will be down below, so consider watching my streams over on Kick or following me on Kick. The support really means a lot. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, either right now or also as we're going through the video. So like I just said, Wowhead made a huge post about the GDKPs in the Burning Crusade. Should Blizzard allow GDKPs in the Burning Crusade and beyond, and maybe even Classic Plus? I'm not going to read the entire article, you can find it for yourself once again on Wowhead, but what I do want to read is the bottom line, because while it has both cases for and against GDKPs in this place, there's a conclusion at the end, and I'm just going to read that, and that way we get a kind of idea about what Wowhead thinks when it comes to GDKPs. So, not everyone can or wants to commit to a strict raiding schedule, and for those that do, raiding guilds should absolutely remain the backbone of WoW Classic. Keeping guilds healthy should be a priority for both Blizzard and the community, but for the players who can't commit, the current state of PUGs leaves much to be desired. This is where GDKP found its foothold, offering structure, fairness, and a clear reward for participation. At the same time, it also created powerful incentives for RMT and botting, and has at times pulled players away from guild communities. Perhaps the answer isn't a full ban or a free-for-all, but something in between. So we have taxed or capped bidding, a 10% tax on trades, removing gold from the economy, ideally over a certain cap as a disincentive. There we go, I think I got it right, to bid higher amounts, but that would be very hard to police. Number 2, better PUG tools, in-game support for clear loot rules, raid leader reputation, and performance tracking could make traditional PUGs more reliable. Then we have guild incentives, extra rewards for long guild longevity, and consistent raiding could encourage players to stick with social groups rather than drifting to GDKPs. Ultimately, the debate around the GDKP isn't really about loot, it is about how World of Warcraft balances player freedom with community health. And this sentence right here just made so much sense to me. This is the best sentence ever. GDKP solved short-term frustrations, but unchecked they risk undermining the foundations of Classic. If Blizzard can find a middle ground, something between rigid guild raiding and pure gold transactions, then both the economy and the community may come out stronger. And it's like, when you go to the Classic WoW subreddit, you will find a bunch of threads about GDKPs pretty much all the time. I mean, even just searching for GDKPs and scrolling down, you will find a bunch of GDKP threads all the time, and they have a bunch of upvotes and a bunch of comments. It is once again a topic that people are really invested in, and it's a either you hate it or you love it discussion, which is why they tend to get so many comments and so many, well, discussions going, because some people really are against GDKPs and a lot of people really are for them. And for me, I can see both the benefits and also the negatives. I will say, having played Anniversary now and seeing where the economy is and the botting and RMT is, I'm more lenient towards the positive parts of GDKPs now, because I used to be against GDKPs due to the RMT aspect, but it has shown me on Anniversary that people still buy a bunch of gold even when GDKPs are not even in the game. Botting is still excessive to a huge amount in Anniversary, like there's so many bots here, and the economy as well is in shambles. Like, prices are sky high, and people are buying gold like pretty much never before, even when GDKPs are not available. And I mean, even referencing something like this post right here, it is a post about someone getting banned from buying gold, and I kind of want to read the post really fast here. Be careful with bulk gold buying these days, as there is some scanning taking place, ban wave perhaps. Personally, I bought the gold from G2G at, well, 7.5 euro per 1000 gold. Was a no-brainer for anyone that's working a job, and knows a good hourly rate actually looks like. Pro tip is much better than 500 gold per hour. I absolutely love the concept of buying gold, and I think it's healthy for the community. Give us options, not everybody has the same amount of time available to dump into the game for unpaid work. Let's be real, gold farming isn't a skill. Even I can do the 120 mob LBRS pull with 80% success rate. Blizzard are probably pissed just because their money isn't going into their accounts. I continue buying gold as well, as it gives me so much freedom to do the things that I love. Worst case, I just quit the game and move on. Will definitely enjoy the 2 weeks off, made this post event a bit. Of course, I'm a bit pissed of losing 2 Cthuns, but such is life, peace. So people are just like, they don't care. If they get a 2-week ban, that's a 2-week break, 2-week vacation, and they keep buying gold afterwards. So if Blizzard really wants to enforce people that are buying gold and like actually get them to not buy gold, it has to be way more than a 2-week suspension. This has been going on for years now, and I know that because I have real life friends that buy gold, and even they have gotten a 2-week vacation and they keep doing it afterwards. And they're just like, it just makes too much sense, especially if you don't enjoy gold farming, which a lot of these people don't enjoy doing. They would rather just pay that amount and then go into their raids and have fun. And it's like, you can say that this post is satire or sarcasm. I don't think it is. It is something that I've seen shifting in the community ever since 2019 until now, and it's been a gradual shift. In 2019, everybody hated bots and hated RMT. I say everybody, but probably 99%, and now it's more like probably 20% of us left that hate botting and hate RMT. Meanwhile, a lot of people have now converted to being pro RMT and pro botting because they now see botting as somebody else doing their work for them for bare minimum pay. So like, instead of you having to go out and farm your own herbs, your own skins, your own mining veins, you pay someone a couple hundred gold to do it. Which to you, if you buy gold, is like you pay somebody $5 to do 10 hours of your dirty work. In which case you pay them next to nothing, and you reap all the benefits. And people are seeing it that way now, so like they're paying people to skip content. And in 2019, that content was part of the game. And now it's no longer part of the game. And that to me is extremely depressing. But I also completely understand where they're coming from. It's just based on the time we are in and the mindset of the average gamer now valuing his time and trying to be efficient with the time they have in front of their PC. Now the thing is, even on anniversary, this is Spine Shatter by the way, if you want to raid, you have to cash out almost 150 gold for 1 flask. And if you're doing multiple raids per week, which you probably are anyway, let's just say you use 2 flasks per day for like a 4-hour raiding day, right? That is around 300 gold. Then you have elixirs on top, you have potions as well. You probably spend about 1,000 gold per week or more on raiding alone. So 1,000 gold per week, 4,000 gold per month. Are you gonna go out and farm? If you're farming for 100 gold per hour and you need 4,000 gold per week, that is 40 hours of farming that you are doing every single month simply to play the game. And to people like me, I love farming, so to me I'm playing the game when I'm farming and I'm having fun. But to a lot of other people, farming gold is a chore and it's something that they have to endure to actually play the game the way they want to play the game. In which case, those people are very likely going to buy that gold instead of going to go through that chore. You can go through a 40-hour chore or pay, let's just say, $15. I think that is a very easy choice for a lot of people. And I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like when it comes to GDKPs, one of the big things that people are bringing up as a anti-GDKP argument is RMT. And I just want to point out that right now in Anniversary, even with GDKPs not being allowed, RMT is almost at an all-time high. So I feel like, bring back GDKPs, man. Yeah, even I'll say it. Bring it back. Bring back GDKPs. I don't mind. There's definitely some negatives to it, but at this point, we need the numbers. And a lot of people simply enjoy GDKPs, and we gave it some time. We tried doing it without, and I feel like it's time to bring it back. At least allow people the option to have it. So yeah, I feel like GDKPs, they have tried to shut them down now twice. I mean, they have shut them down twice for two separate reasons. Number one was to try their best to counter gold buying and RMT and botting, which I believe Anniversary now has shown us that it's still happening anyway. So I feel like if that's the main reason for keeping GDKPs away, just bring them back. But you also have the whole social element that people... What happened in Classic WoW, that not a lot of people know, but it happened a lot, not just to me, but to like people in general, was that people would join guilds, raid, get best in slot, and when they had their best in slot, they would then leave the guild and start doing GDKPs. So they used the guilds as a way to get their items for free, and then they would do GDKPs when they had a full best in slot, because at that point they didn't need the gear anymore, so like why raid with the guild? And it created a huge toxic community where people did this. It happened in a bunch of guilds. Even officers as well kept leaving guilds. Even in my guild we probably shuffled through 10 different people for DPS roles, and they kept coming and leaving. They joined, got their items, and left, and started doing GDKPs, because at some point the payoff was just way too good for them to pass up. Like, they could keep raiding with us and have a somewhat good time, or do GDKPs and get paid 10,000 gold per week or per month, and just spend that gold on consumes, and raid for free, and even make gold as well while doing so. That being said, GDKPs do fix a lot of problems as well. One of those problems is that right now, you could be the top DPS in your raid every single week, and technically, you could never get loot. If you keep rolling a 1 every single time, which chances are small, but they are there, you could never get loot. Meanwhile, like, you can have a loot council, of course, but in that case, you run the risk of the loot council being corrupt and just taking items for themselves. So if you are using a regular loot roll system, or even a soft reserve system, you could once again technically never get loot. But with GDKPs, you always get rewarded for your time. You either get paid through the gold cut at the end, or you spend your own gold or part of your cut to buy items in the raid. You ensure that you are always paid for your time, and paid for your effort, and paid for how much you put into it. Like, usually you have better cuts for being top DPS, so the better you perform, the more rewards you get as well. You basically get paid for what you do. And I think that's just about it for now. So that's been a long discussion about GDKPs, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below as well, come by and say hello and kick, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you again in the next video. I will see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.